Good morning, everybody, from the Texas Soccer Center, Field 4 in Frisco, Texas. This is MLS NEXT Cup Day 3 as we get ready to get you set for this showcase between Montreal Impact and Empire United. Very excited for this one. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, Justin Galanti here with you in Frisco, Texas. One of three today. We got a triple dip today, Jamie. We're excited for this one. We're glad you are with us here on YouTube and Twitch. Very excited for this one. Obviously, Montreal Impact coming in, looking to make a little bit of a statement here, but Empire United certainly have plenty of talent as well.
Yeah, we should be in for a good one today. This is the U17 showcase. So with this, there'll be a lot of scouts watching today, a lot of clubs that are coming to scout, look at this, maybe potentially see some players in the future, collegiately as well. So this is a good opportunity for the players today to show for themselves what they could potentially do in the here, but also in the future.
Yeah, we're really excited for it. Obviously, when you look at Montreal, it's a club that has a good history of developing young players. Empire United Soccer Academy from upstate New York. We're very, very excited to see what they're capable of as well. Again, 3 games today. Make sure to hit us up on Twitch and YouTube in the chat as well. We'll take some of your questions as well. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. We begin with Empire United Soccer Academy. Here's how Paul Valenti lines them up.
Well, and the key for me, Sean, is the fact they're playing in a 3-4-3, but actually Donnelly and Pham, they will tuck inside as well. So with that, there could be the 2 underneath Terrell, and when you see the outside backs, that's where they're going to get their width. It's a tough, difficult task, but they can be key components to the system if Empire United want to go and get a result today.
Again, it's an under-17 showcase today. Maxime Leconte's lineup looks like this for Club de Foot Montreal.
And with the 3 in the middle, that's where they can get the overload. That's what's going to be important for their group. Can they make sure to win the midfield? If they are able to do that, they can dictate the pace of play today.
Let's take a look now as you get a good lineup. Look at the lineups, I should say. Both teams getting set for this. Adidas keys to the game. We start with Montreal.
Well, Montreal, when they put the 3 in the middle, if they can move the ball quickly, that's where they can get Empire United going side to side. On the flip side, Empire United, if they can press with a lot of energy, if they can push the tempo of the game, they can get on the ball, they can start to assert themselves into the match, and the players from there can start to really impose themselves on the game.
And this is the first of our 3 under-17 showcases today in Frisco, Texas. And Club de Foot Montreal under-17s will be kicking from left to right here in their white kits. Empire United Soccer Academy of West Henrietta, New York are in their reds, and we are underway with Club de Foot Montreal in possession and on the early attack.
Sean, you mentioned it a moment ago. We're going to have the Twitch comment stream up. You're watching this along on YouTube. We appreciate you joining in. Make sure to get involved. Make sure to give us your comments. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to talk about. If you're here watching and you're watching a certain player, you want to get thoughts on a certain player, feel free to chime in. Let us know how you want this to go. This is a lot more interactive than maybe any other game that you'll watch.
Chance there briefly for Empire United to get onto the front foot. From West Henrietta, New York, about an hour and 20 minutes northwest of Syracuse, way up there in upstate New York. Had a chance to briefly talk with Coach Paul Valenti earlier. Just seemed like a really nice, low-key vibe. Everybody's excited to be a part of it, and Paul Valenti talked about how he's been a part of this group since the mid to late 2000s with Empire United Soccer Academy. And it's really helped build this program from the ground up. Decent ball whipped in. It's going to be dealt with by the Montreal goalkeeper, and they'll get a chance here to reset in the early minutes.
You're already getting a look at Matt Terrell looking to push the line, looking to get in behind as early and as often as he possibly can. And what that does, the higher up the field he is, the more space that opens in just in front of the back line of Montreal.
And again, make sure to send us any thoughts, any questions in the Twitch chat, twitch.tv/MLS. There on your screens. That's the place to send us your thoughts, send us your questions. Josh, if you want to ask Jamie Watson a question about the game.
Well, I love seeing Sizzling Bacon 1, 2, 3, 4 was.
Whoa, that's a big name early here.
And they were in the chat yesterday, early and often. We appreciate it. Right off the bat, first question, jersey ratings.
Oof.
So Montreal, I really like the look of Montreal.
Yeah.
Love the gray. So for me, we were doing it on a scale of hot sauce yesterday. Rodney Wallace.
Oh, I like that.
Set that up. He set the tone. So 1 to 10. I give it it's a solid one. A 7.3. Don't want to go round number, give a rookie score, you know. So a 7.3.
You should review pizzas.
Great. There is this one guy that already does. I don't want to steal his thing.
That's a good point, yeah.
Oh, here we go. Good turnover. Good step.
Big opportunity here for Empire United. It's a good step in, though, defensively. Montreal closed that up very quickly and come away with it.
Justin Pham did really well to win it, but that next touch has to be a little bit closer. Draw the defender, make the defender make a decision. And that one, with the heavy touch, the decision was made for the defender. And then Montreal was able to win it. And on the flip side now, John, I gave I believe a 7.3 for Montreal. Need you to do the honors in rating Empire United jerseys.
Well, as somebody that's been to that area of the country quite a bit in upstate New York, I got to give them a very solid score. I do like the Reds. Red kits in general, I think, really shine nice. I'm going to go with a 7.6 here for Empire United. Now, to be fair, I would have given Montreal, who were on the attack here, a bit of a higher score. They nearly opened the scoring. In the meantime, there a very good strike from just inside the penalty area. I think it took a deflection on the way through. It's out for a corner.
Maxime Leconte getting up from his outside back position. And that's what happens when you control the pace of the play. That's where you start to get more numbers forward. You get the outside backs going. And with that, it's good hold-up play. Dominica does a great job of waiting, putting in the right amount of pace for Gatto. It just can't guide that on target. Deflects wide.
A chance here for Montreal on the set piece here. Right off the training ground, going to take it short for a better angle ball in. Really a chance in there to take a big old swing at it. It's going to be cleared away by Empire United just about.
Yellow was at the back post, and with some really good defending in the end to be able to make sure he wasn't able to finish it. It was Brendan McDermott, the center midfielder, dropping in on the corner kick. Does a really, really good job of just being physical. McDermott knew he wasn't going to win the initial ball, but he knew if he was just physical enough, it could throw off Biello, and that's exactly what ended up happening. Had to be done. If not, this would have been 1-0 5 minutes in.
Well, both teams with a couple of early opportunities there to potentially open the scoring as Gatto picks it up on this near side for Montreal. Some headroom, but does give the ball away high up the field. Empire United makes something of this. Wonderful weaving ball through, and the shot comes in. And it's easily held by the Montreal goalkeeper, and a chance to reset.
Again, Pham doing a really good job of getting in that pocket of space, and then Matt Terrell puts the run on in behind. That's the second time we've already seen it in the first 6 minutes. It's been really important for Empire United to be quick on the counter and break out as fast as they can. Sizzling Bacon had another question in the chat. Not really a question. It was more of a comment. Love to see Jamie in the shade today and not boiling in heat on the sideline. I do have to agree with that. Justin Galante did a wonderful job for play-by-play yesterday. Now he'll be on the sideline. We're lucky to have him down there. He's already got his eyes on some people he wants to go and have a chat with.
Meanwhile, a set-piece opportunity here for Empire United. Right towards the middle, it's headed down, and it's headed in! What a chance, and what a start! Empire United strike first. A thumping header down the throat of the goal. Connor Moran opens the scoring, and they lead by 1-0.
Wonderful delivery. The timing is impeccable, rises up above, and does a phenomenal job of getting in front of the goalkeeper. It's just a smart header. It's timing. Timing is everything, and the timing is to perfection. The timing to the camera and the celebration. has everything you dream of. It's a wonderful start in this showcase. Really, really good job.
I beg your pardon. AJ Zarcone's thumping header finds the back of the net. The defender comes up with the goal. You saw what it meant to him, what it meant to Paul Valenti and his coaching staff as well on the sideline. And what a start for the upstate New Yorkers.
This was a textbook header. I want to take a look again, just kind of getting lost. Just a quick little, it's a subtle movement. It's that little bit of a nudge to create just enough space for Zarcone to rise above. And the key to that header is just timing it and not even trying to generate any extra power. The power comes in from the service. It's a wonderful delivery. Zarcone knows he's just got to redirect it. He's just got to get into the right position, rise above it so he can snap the header down, and does a great job of being able to guide that on target.
Well, just the start Paul Valenti and his group were looking for. And you saw Zarcone's celebrations, grabbing the badge, going right up to the camera. It means so much to this group.
Well, in a showcase type setup that we have today, and this type of a match is Bam gets played in down the line again. It's a 2-on-2 if he goes quick.
Well defended. It isn't going to go out for a corner. A chance for Empire United to continue to establish their dominance in these first 9 minutes after we saw a good spell from Montreal before that. And we'll get a corner from the opposite end.
McDermott is going to provide the service. So with the left foot, McDermott is at the back post, or excuse me, is looking at the back post for Zarcone as well. Isakawa is another option. The big body is all about the delivery and all about the pace.
Well, they've scored once already. Just a few moments ago from a set piece. They switch it up this time, get a better angle. Play the ball back in. It's a scramble for it. It's 2-0. Montreal doubles Empire United's lead inside of 10 minutes. Set pieces do the trick. What a start. They're 2 for 2 from corner kicks.
Oh, they change it up. Last one was an impeccable delivery. This time they go short, so it's a different look. And as this goes wide, Kawa does a great job of getting across. There's the initial pass. They see the overload, so it's on. The delivery comes in from Stein Archer. Kawa's at the near post, and that first initial challenge makes it fall, and Terrell's first to react. Instinctual from the center forward, and then clinical when it comes to the finish.
What a start for Paul Valenti's group. 2 corners, 2 goals. Talk about being clinical.
And if you're Montreal now, it's obviously worst case scenario going down 2-0 in the first 10 minutes. But with the format we're having today, the showcase, you want to make sure to show well. And this also presents a different type of adversity that they certainly wouldn't have expected inside the first 10 minutes. But with that, can they continue to try to implement their style of play? And if they can, in this format, you start to then see what are you made of when you go down? And when your team is losing, are you still capable of doing the right things? Do you deviate from the game plan? Certainly, the dynamics of the game would suggest that that could happen. But if you're a coach watching this and you're scouting this, you want to see if it does happen and you'll take note of it. Good, bad, or indifferent, but you'll find out a lot about a player when the game plan changes so early on in a match, and if they can continue to do what the team set out to do at the start of the match.
Referee waves that away. That's not a free kick. Empire United pick it back up. It's a wonderful ball played over the top. The touch is just a little bit too far out in front. As the boys in red nearly were in for another there. We talked about keys to the game. Empire United's goal might be just to get to the corner flag right now.
It was high energy, and Empire United certainly have come out with that. This is a good opportunity for Montreal. What's the decision making in the final third?
Wonderful step over there. It's a good ball across the face. Zarconi there defensively.
Good recovery from Empire United. Now they'll go back through Biello. We had a question in the chat earlier that asked if the Biello guy is the son of legendary coach Mauro Biello. And you would be correct. Former Impact coach, current assistant with the Canadian men's national team. Wonderful coach, even better human being, and that is his son wearing the captain's armband.
Well, this pass is picked off. Montreal could be in. Opportunity to get one back. Oh, it's a wonderful step through and a beautiful finish as well. What a response from Montreal. Colanges with a beautiful step through inside and a roofing finish as well. What a game we have here in the first 14 minutes. It's 2-1.
Oh, instant reply from Montreal. And Colanges does a wonderful job of just being assertive, driving through, wins the first one, draws the defender out. Good touch. It's really, really clever from the teammate to make sure to sidestep and let Colanges go. It's a dirty chop. And then on the left foot, you have two options normally from that angle. Low to the far post or high to the near post. And Colanges makes the right option, makes no mistake about it. Drives through it confidently with the left foot. Buries it. And inside the first 14 minutes, it's 2-1.
Well, you wanted a showcase, folks. We've got a showcase. What a start.
Isn't that trash?
Empire United scoring 2 goals via 2 different corner kicks, and then Colanges with just some magical footwork and a wonderful finish. Right back up the other end, another corner for Empire United.
Yeah, I see a lot of cool cycling photos, and I'm like, I always wonder, like, are they following them around,
We'll throw it down now to the third member of our team, Justin Galanti, who has something for us. Justin?
Hey guys, I am here with Syracuse University head coach Ian McIntyre. Coach, I'm sure you obviously have a pretty good relationship with this Empire United program. Talk about that a little bit for us.
Yes, look, they're an hour up the road and pool players from upstate New York, and we've had some terrific players in recent years. And currently on our team, we have a couple, Giorgio Kuchevsky, Abdi Salam, that are Parker Kump, three good players in our roster. So good relationship, and always fun to come and watch them, and especially we've got the cheering group behind as well.
Talk a little bit about, the change in soccer in your area, obviously, with the start of RNYFC.
Yes, no, look, there's been a wonderful relationship with Rochester, and they've been, I played against that Rhinos team back in the day, and it's a real soccer. There's a passion there, and it's nice to get that program back up and running, and they've got some good leadership, and had a chance to watch them play a number of times this year. They've got some quality, and I think they've added to the league as well.
What are some of the things you look at when you're at a showcase event like this, and maybe you're thinking about some future players that are going to wear that Syracuse orange kit?
The competition level's been great, and the quality to see, to have obviously an Empire team, the ability for them to compete against MLS caliber teams as well. You can really, we're trying to pull them out of these games as well to put them into our competition against the Clemsons, the Virginias, the Notre Dames, and it's to be able to see this level and this competition. And obviously, they've got to go through some adversity with some heat, and the weather certainly a little bit different when you travel from Rochester to compete in this, but probably no easier for Montreal today as well.
I want to ask you this. This will be the last one, and I think everyone's curious. Syracuse winter versus Texas summer.
It's it's an ACC bill or a heating bill, isn't it? It's look, as a dog owner, my dog would prefer the snow rather than the heat, and I'm probably the same too.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach. Enjoy the week.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, guys. And I don't know, I'm from that part of the country as well, Jamie. I don't know about you. I don't mind a little bit of snow. Maybe not shoveling it, but experiencing it.
We're about 25 minutes down the road here from Toyota Soccer Center, so I'll take the heat all day. Lived in Minnesota for about 6 years as well. I was cold. Not sure I missed that.
It does tend to come to mind when thinking of Minnesota.
That was really great to hear Justin with head coach of Syracuse, just kind of evaluating what they're looking at today, what Syracuse is after, and Ian McIntyre gave a great interview there with Justin, just sort of peeling back a little bit of layers. What is he viewing? What does he want to see? And it's funny, he's not plugged into the show, so he can't hear unless he's watching on Twitch or YouTube, but he mentioned the same adversity that we talked about a few minutes prior, and Montreal responded well. So if you're a coach, you watched when it went down 2-0 inside the first 10 minutes, and you didn't see any head drop from the Montreal Impact player. In fact, they seemingly grew into the match.
And Empire United find a response. A little bit of a penalty appeal in there. Referee waves it away.
But you saw the response, and that was, just to sort of wrap that thought up, that's an important key element to the game, is how is your response when things don't go well. It's easy when things are going well and going your way and you're up 2-0, but if you go down 2-0, how do you respond? And this Montreal Impact side has done a really good job since then. I'm sorry, I said CF Montreal. I'm so used to Montreal Impact. I was chatting with the assistant coach before. He used to play for the Montreal Impact, and that's why my brain was on there. CF Montreal, my apologies.
Yeah, they were down 2-0 inside the first 10 minutes, but CF Montreal have responded. And Angus with some wonderful footwork to pull one back. A chance for Montreal here through the middle. Well defended on that occasion defensively. And then the whistle goes. The offside flag may have been up there. And that ends the sequence.
We got a question, and it's early in the chat. It says, who's been your favorite player to watch and why? And through the first 20 minutes, really like the movement of Terrell. I think Terrell does a really good job for Empire United. Just sort of leading the line, took his goal really well. And it's easy to say the goal scorer, Rafael Colingas, because he did a phenomenal job. Zarconi receives a hard challenge and earns a foul. I think Biella does a really good job with his positioning, the leadership. The captain for CF Montreal, he's done a phenomenal job of just sort of dictating the flow of the game from side to side, east to west, and Colingas has shown well. So those two players have been the most enjoyable so far for CF Montreal, but there's been glimpses from a few other players along the way.
Defenders for Empire United have been great on set pieces, of course, so far, and now I've started to see some of the Club de Foot Montreal skill come to the fore as well these last 5 minutes or so. Coach Leconte's group is capable of.
It's little things from Biello. Wonderful first touch, but then the awareness to pick your head up, see the picture, and see 3 red jerseys around, and understand that you need to go around through your center backs, and now the build-up comes from the end of that.
Goalkeeper deals with it in the end that time. Barrows in goal for Empire United Soccer Academy. The first 20 minutes have given us plenty of action, a lot of chances. Wonderful skill, great set piece work from boys from upstate New York. Is there a tuck on the shirt there? No. It continues. There's a challenge in there. That's going to be a free kick for Empire United. Pham getting in behind.
I've been super...
Just Pham pestering and doing a wonderful job. Causing problems for Pierre Alexis and winning it, and then winning a foul in an advantageous position. And it's advantageous because although it's a free kick, this will be taken like a corner kick, just with a slightly better angle for McDermott to try to survey the scene See if a service is suffice or if he wants to go short again from the training ground, which led to the second goal. This is though kind of been read and picked out. Domenico is standing in the way for anything short, so this looks like it'll be a delivery and a set piece service.
Ball was whipped in towards the near post. Montreal have it covered. Oh, it's misplayed though by Pham. It could be an opportunity here for Montreal on the counter-attack. Can they equalize? Wonderful save. Second bite of the apple, and Empire United just about get that away. Barrows makes a big save. Matawakil nearly equalized there. It's going to go out for a throw for Empire United, as Empire United's goalkeeper comes up trumps for them.
Oh, it's great breakaway speed. Montreal goes on. Has the option and the ability to play it square to Domenico. Chooses to go himself, and it's just wonderful goalkeeping, and the timing is impeccable from the goalkeeper, Barrows, to make sure to just wait, to be patient, not come too far out, gets in the right spot, makes himself big, stands up tall, and makes a necessary save to keep the lead. A big moment. And in a showcase, it's moments like that, Barrows really standing out. And then good timing to come out and collect the cross. Just adding one good thing after another. That's a perfect way to build into one of these showcase matchups, to just continue to have back-to-back good decision and good execution.
Can also provide Montreal more confidence in the attacking third. Controlled initially there by Rodriguez. Sees Etienne Godin. Gatto.
Yeah, definitely. Right now, man, we have plenty of days here to come out here.
Domenico is playing it through centrally there. Yellow helping it along as well. This is on the far side now.
What happened is
We go back to the Twitch chat, and the question that we talked about earlier, the favorite player for this game, and then it got a little bit more specific from STKK Contour. I don't even know how to say the username, but with that, it was maybe more specific of who's the favorite player that you've witnessed in the tournament so far. And so yesterday we had the opportunity to watch the Seattle Sounders U17. I'll keep it U17 specific since this is in the U17 division. For Seattle, Michael Luande yesterday had 2 goals, fantastic performance, an early one, and then when his side went down after 18 minutes, the goalkeeper was sent off. The group did really well, and he led the line in a 4-4-1 down a man in this heat. Got a second goal, really solidified that match against Solar, a local team here in Dallas, and it was a big-time moment.
Volley from the edge of the penalty area. It was blocked into the path of Barrows, who collects.
Biello doesn't catch that as cleanly as he would like. Right positioning, just maybe half a step, a little bit too close to the ball. If he's a half step back, he can drive into it, he can step into it. Good positioning again. He just starts in a little bit deeper position, and that way the game's in front of him, and he's able to assess what's around him. His head's constantly turning. Montreal's number 38 in the middle of the park with the captain's armband. Just, if you're a center midfielder, encourage you to just watch him. Just keep an eye on the little things that he does. Very smart player, very astute.
That's got to be impressive to see at this age level as well, with this much competition around.
Another question in the chat: do you have any advice for center backs when trying to stand out? Center backs, one of the things that separates a center back is your awareness and understanding of the game, knowing when you need to go in and make a physical challenge, when you need to step forward and make sure that the center forward can't turn. And that's one component of it. The second of it is making sure that you win your individual battles. You have to be consistent, John. It's a position that you simply can't make a mistake. If I say for a center back, you're going to have 20 involvements in a match with the center forward, and you're going to get the better of the center forward in 19 of those 20 times. Well, guess what? In the one that you don't, that could be the reason the game goes 1-0 and your team loses. So it's about consistency, time and time again, decision-making, positioning, and then just being as clean as you can be each and every time this Cowell gets back and makes a vital intervention. Those are some of the key components to making a good center back and how to stand out.
Pham, who's been very active in this first half, comes away with the ball. It's deflected out for a throw.
Encourage, keep the questions coming. It adds into the dynamic that we have here today, and we've got Justin Galanti as well down on the sidelines, roaming around, seeing who's here. It's a wonderful morning here at Toyota Soccer Complex in Frisco, Texas. I say it's wonderful, Sean, because when it kicked off, it was 77 degrees.
Yeah.
Game 2 or 3 today. Well, it may not be the exact same as that, but a little bit more mild temperatures, so therefore I think that's why you're seeing the pace of this showcase match so high, as opposed to maybe some of the games that were played yesterday over 100-degree temperatures.
I say too, not every club is used to that, especially at this level. But when the temperatures are a little more tame, like you said, you can see so much more speed and action. We had 3 goals in the first 20 minutes of this game. Let's see if Montreal find an equalizer. Not this time. It's a wonderful challenge. Could allow Empire United to break here on the counter-attack. Pham wants it on this far side. He receives it.
Duncanson's continuing at the back post.
And they nearly found him. CF Montreal come away with it.
Oh, center back's dream. Duncanson wins the first one and just continues the run on. Fantastic challenge, as you mentioned, to start, and he was looked off to go wide to Pham. Pham tries to reward Duncanson for continuing the run at the back post, and now Montreal counters.
A little bit of an end-to-end here. Touch recovered by Rodriguez on the far side. And he will reset to that back line, Pierre-Alexis.
Yeah, at this point, I wish I had a third body so I can keep a wide lane. But like I said, I got
a wonderful play through. It could be an equalizer, and it's bent wide of the goal. Rodriguez nearly getting Montreal back on level terms.
Really good positioning. Tries to wrap his foot around and curl it to the far post, and Rodriguez does not miss by much. CF Montreal just starting to really knock at the door for an equalizer, and they're starting to put some really good passages of play together.
And we have a first half hydro break right after that great sequence from Montreal that nearly led to the equalizer. Let's take a look now at some of the Adidas sounds of the game.
You mic'd up? You mic'd up? I'm mic'd up. Brennan, a little tighter, Brennan. Well done, corner. Crowd. Yes. Good, AJ. Let's go.
Well, Paul Valenti giving us some wonderful sound there, celebrating some of the great moments from his side in this first half. They scored 2 goals from 2 corner kicks in a row inside the first 10 minutes. And for a guy that's been a part of this group for 15 years, you can see how much it means to him. Obviously, he has to stay composed. There's a game to win, but what a start his boys have had. And obviously, Montreal have responded.
Yeah, we enjoyed chatting with him before the game. And you mentioned 15 years he'll be retiring after this, and a wonderful achievement in career, plenty to be proud of. And well, going out with the mic'd up 2-0 lead inside the first 10 minutes, that makes your swan song very enjoyable, and we're pleased to be hearing from him just momentarily with Justin.
Let's take a look now and send it down to Justin, who's with him right now.
Thanks, Coach. Pretty high-paced first half. Would you expect that coming in? And then, it was a little cooler than we expected today. So has that played a big factor?
Yeah, I mean, I think the temperature helps. But, the boys are excited, right, to be on live stream, MLS. And, there's no substitution for that, right? Energy. They want to come after us. We want to come after them. 2 set plays, and then they scored a nice one to get one back. So 2-1. We'll just keep it going. It's fun to watch, right? That's what the fans want. Look at them. They love it. That's what the fans want.
So obviously there were tactical conversations, but prior to the match today, what did you say to your guys about, like you said, the opportunity they have for themselves and for the group in a showcase like this?
Yeah, so for us, it's always, the team, right? And if you try to showcase yourself, we're not going to look good as a group. We always tell the boys that, you look good individually when the team looks good. And that's how we are as a club. That's our core values. It's always together. And hopefully that shows and continues to show. We also told them, you're going to defend. They'll have the ball a lot. Bend, don't break, and just do it together.
I just asked Ian McIntyre this. I want to ask you. Rochester winter, Texas summer. What do you think?
Yeah, it's different. It's different. But, we've got a great group of kids, from Western New York, hard-nosed kids, and they enjoy it. So that's it, man. That's it.
Awesome. I'll let you go. Thanks, Coach. No I in team, guys, all right?
But there is I was very hot yesterday here in Texas, and I assume Paul would much prefer the Rochester weather.
It's so funny how you could see that contrast from different people from different parts of the country. Yeah, we had a difference of opinion talking about it earlier as well. Dealing with a little bit of cooler weather as compared to a Texas heat. Well, again, if you're just joining us, it's pretty tame to start the day today. Just 77 degrees at kickoff here in Frisco.
Good patience shown by Donnelly here on the near side just a moment ago before it breaks out the other way. First time we've said his name, and this is CF Montreal breaking out.
Trying to find that equalizer. Zarconi, good challenge, follows it up as well. That's going to be an Empire United throw. No, it's going to go the other way, actually. Zarconi a little unlucky there. He did so well with both challenges. And of course, he scored the first goal of the game.
Yeah, very solid first 35 minutes for Zarconi. And that role, there's going to be moments where CF Montreal push for an equalizer. He's going to have to get the timing right when he steps. He got it spot on there, but also now as the service starts to come in, can he put himself in good positions?
That's a really good effort. Yellow, I think it may have taken a deflection. It's out for a corner. That was from quite some distance out. And Montreal will have a set piece after a wonderful strike. Once again, Biello getting involved there for Montreal, wearing the captain's armband today. Would have been some strike if he had found the target, but it did take a little bit of a nick on the way through. Rodriguez will take the corner. Just looped in towards that back post. Zarconi again is there defensively.
Good turn from Kawa.
And back by Pierre Alexi, who does nicely on the far side. He will strike. And on a bounce, Barros is able to collect.
All right, so we go back to the chat. And we had a question a moment ago from our good friend Sizzling Bacon 1234. Question was, do you and Justin prefer being on the sideline talking to coaches or in the booth announcing? So Justin, I want to throw it to you. What do you prefer? You've given us 2 great interviews so far. You gave us several great performances yesterday in the booth. Which one do you prefer?
I enjoy them both, and I think they're really different. I mean, I don't know how in-depth we want to go with this answer. It's a completely different thing, right? It's pretty fun to be down here talking to different people and getting their takes on, first of all, we talked to Ian McIntyre, what he looks for his future Syracuse Orange, and then getting the in-game analysis from a head coach about what he's seeing from his guys and what it's like to compete on this level. level. Obviously up there in the booth is pretty fun too, right? That's an opportunity where you get to analyze the game, and I don't know, for me, the opportunity to, you know, talk with you, talk with Rodney Wallace, talk with all the guys I have is pretty darn fun too. So I don't know if I can pick one. I'm going to go with non-committal here. They are both really fun, and I'm very thankful to be here. What do you think?
Well, I think you've done a great job of just making sure you didn't pigeonhole yourself into one outlet. Yeah.
Completely dodged the question.
Yeah, exactly. I also think if this doesn't work out, you could be a politician, because you said a lot there without really saying a whole lot. And it's been insightful to get your interviews. You're kind of a jack of all trades, master of all of them. You know, it's done a really good job, Justin. We turned your mic off, though, so you can't keep talking.
I was going to say, good interview.
I'm afraid you weren't going to give us an answer again.
I'll tell you part. You know, in the future, I will give better answers, I promise. I'll be more committal.
That's what they all say.
Also got Rodney Wallace as Terrell earns a foul, and looks to take a little bit of a knock in the process, but we got Rodney Wallace down as well. Former Costa Rican international World Cup veteran. He's down there as well. We'll get to hear from him throughout the day.
Costa Rica back in the World Cup this time around as well through the playoff rounds.
Made it about themselves, didn't they? So all the eyes were on them in that playing game, but could have just done it in qualifying like everybody else. Wanted to make sure the Ticos did it in dramatic fashion, and they did.
They really did. They really did. New Zealand was a they conquered to get through, I believe, in the playoff.
That's right. Rodney Wallace was contemplating coming out of retirement after they qualified for the World Cup. Get some more taste of the World Cup.
If we see him with any plane tickets to Doha, I think we might have to see if he might end up getting on that squad. You never know. Ball did go out on this near side. Montreal will take a throw in.
Looking at the chat, Goggles_lives is giving us an emphatic Rodney shout in the chat. So we've learned what Rodney Wallace's burner account is.
Rodriguez trying to make some space up on this far side. Did well in the end. Did that go out of play? It may have. I think it's going to be a goal kick.
We've got some good analysis going on in the chat as well. Let me catch you up on it here. We've got Jay Hockey is the next Luke Shaw, elite left back.
Wow.
Yeah, good shout there. That's a big shout. Nothing getting past Sam Duncanson. Let's see. There's oh, there we go. Sam Duncanson is a dog. Spelled the cool way though. D-A-W-G. He's a dog.
There is a difference.
And when you add the at the end, it just makes it sound even more. He's a dog.
Emphasis.
Yeah.
The spelling is everything with that, no question about it.
With you hyping it up too afterwards, it just sounded convincing, didn't it?
That's what I'm here for. Great comparison too, bringing in Luke Shaw, who's had such a good career with United and England's national team as well, Man United. That's what this is all about, right, Jamie? These are players that we could see in positions like that in the years to come as American soccer continues to grow because of events like this.
Yeah, this is a wonderful tournament put on by Major League Soccer. The structure of it, having the playoffs, which is the culmination over the course of the year, league play, flex play, GA Cup as well. But then to have the format we have in front of us today, the showcase, where these teams are not in the playoffs, but they're still getting the opportunity to be seen. Because I can tell you, walking around, this is not an exaggeration, it's hundreds of scouts that are here. All different levels, professional levels, collegiate levels. It's something that is a unique opportunity for these players. And there are going to be some players that their lives will change after a couple of good performances here, and the trajectory of their career will change dramatically.
Sees Empire United on the attack here, trying to extend their lead, trying to get it back to 2 goals. It's well defended in the end. Godin stepping in. It's going to go out for a corner. Well, Terrell, Donnelly, Pham, all been dangerous. Boys in red so far.
Head coach Paul Valenti for Empire United was just standing up a mere feet from us here at Toyota Soccer Complex, shouting tempo, tempo. He wants it to be pushed a little bit faster to get to the final 3 minutes plus stoppage time. Get a great look there of what the complex looks like. World-class facility here in Frisco, Texas.
Well, corners have been the order of the day so far. For Empire United, they nearly got a head on to another one there. It was played centrally. The service has been tremendous from all their set pieces.
The dog, Sam Duncanson, had an opportunity. If he puts that in, are we obligated to start giving us the best dog barks we can do? I don't know.
We have to get a hashtag going.
Hashtag Sam Duncanson is a dog.
The dog. Rodriguez equalizes. Wonderful finish. He's come close on multiple occasions this morning. And from 2-0 down, CF Montreal a level. It's 2 apiece.
The coaching staff are well pleased with what they've just seen from the left forward. Rodriguez composes himself as he gets into the box. Makes the right decision. It's a very good breakout. DeMonica does a great job of seeing that the picture closes down, goes to the other side. And Empire United will be disappointed at the lack of pressure inside of the box. Rodriguez allowed to take a second and a third touch, and then he makes no mistake about it. Goes with the inside of the foot. He goes with the placement, the accuracy to the far post. And just before half, CF Montreal are able to snatch back an equalizer. And Empire United, you saw just a moment ago, gathered together to have a word, to just try to make sure that they can continue in the ascendancy of where they started this match and has sort of fallen off in the last 15-20 minutes. Reference back to Paul Valenti, head coach, again talking about the tempo. The tempo defensively wasn't shifting over quick enough. There wasn't enough stepping and pressing before Adam Rodriguez takes a shot, and ultimately he finishes it.
From the kickoff, it hits the bar. My goodness. Empire United nearly scored that. That would have been absolutely outrageous.
Brendan McDermott with the audacious effort. It's equal parts audacious, equal parts nearly perfection. He hits that in the exact spot that caused Venzia some real problems. He had to just push it onto the crossbar.
Well, that would have been something special from the kickoff there. It's going to be a foul and a free kick. Montreal wastes no time. Across the edge of the penalty area. Gatto, lovely little give and go here. Gatto again across the face of goal. It was headed away just out of harm's way in the end. Duncanson doing the dirty work there defensively. Out for a throw. We need another look at this.
I mean, just look, if the soccer thing doesn't work out, Brendan McDermott, I'd like to invite you to go. I mean, he had
25 minutes to Dallas, is it?
Yeah, just 25 minutes to this really big building called AT&T World. Jerry World is known here. The Dallas Cowboys might need somebody that can have that kind of accuracy from 60 yards away.
That's a shot that comes in. Barrows is able to parry it away. It's looped back towards goal and caught by the goalkeeper at the second time of asking. Well, both goalkeepers had to have their head on a swivel there during the last sequence. Vizina parrying it onto the crossbar. I think he just got a touch to that halfway line strike, and then Barrows equal to 2 chances there from Montreal.
I hope the person that's made this shout in the chat very early on when we went 2-0 Empire United is still around, and if they are, please let us know. There was a Montreal wins this game 3-2 shout in the chat. I'm not joking. If you're still in, if you've been with us, scroll up. I invite you to check it out. It was, at the time, seemed like ambitious at best with how in control Empire United was in the first 10 minutes. But whoever that person was that made that shout, if this goes 3-2, you have every right to step up and say, I told USO.
2 minutes of injury time at the end of the first half. We've almost completed one of them. Might be 3-2 before the end of the half here. Montreal has it their way. Gatto whips in a good ball towards the back post. It nearly became 3-2. Wonderful first time volley coming around the back there. In the end, it's out for a goal kick. Is Gatto with some wonderful service here.
Oh, it's really good timing. Had to know, Pierre Alexis had to know that if that bounces, he's gonna catch it on the up bounce, and it's gonna go 10, 20, 30 yards over the goal. So he's diving in. That's why he's sliding in, because he's got to get there before it bounces, and he does. He just can't guide it onto target. But that's a phenomenal job of reading the play. Yellow with a really good job of reading the play.
Maybe time for one last attack here at the end of the half. Ball's going to go just past Chartuti, who tried to make a run in behind.
It was Chartuti, excuse me, with the effort, and not up here, Alexi.
Nice ball across by Pham. Touch was a little bit wide here. Terrell, who's also scored in this first half. He's swarmed there defensively. The referee takes a look at his watch. There's Montreal control out of the back. Found out, by the way, that our center official today can speak 5 different languages, he was telling us.
That's it?
Before this, that's it. That's impressive to me. And he blows for halftime here in Frisco. What a half it was. Empire United through 2 corner kicks went 2-0 up. But we saw some wonderful work from CF Montreal to get back level. 2 phenomenal goals from them as well. And it's 2 apiece at the half in our first of 3 showcase games today in Frisco, Texas at the under-17 level. We'll take a break. More coverage from the Toyota Soccer Center is next.
And they're going to be celebrating here when we score. Yo, where'd everyone go? What? Where'd all the kids go? Where'd everyone go?
Ron, you going in too?
Huh? I'm gonna score in like the first 30 seconds and no one's gonna be there.
Just so like James can get the experience too, but I'm playing the whole game tomorrow.
Simply spectacular round of 32 match in the U19 division, and let's take a look at the highlights brought to you by Adidas. FC Dallas gets on the board early, a goal in the fourth from Knight Pickering.
Pickering running hard, running in front of the defenders, getting across, getting the cutback right there, and just getting a little bit of a deflection, but the effort was there, the shot was there, and that's where you get rewarded right there. That's what we want to see from a young player.
It only took until the 20th minute for Barca to get the equalizer.
Beautiful bicicleta right there. And then right there you see Jamison just waiting at the right place at the right time. The composure that this player has, and the willingness to score and to just put the ball in the back of the net through the defender's legs. It just means a lot to the club, and I know what it means to the player.
Well, then we had to fast forward all the way to the shootout. It got to sudden death, as there were a couple chances in the second half, but some great saves from Austin Valdez.
Austin Valdez showing up for his team right there. Great run, great pass and everything, but look at the effort, the second save, the willingness to really make these saves and keep the team alive.
So here we go, shootout. This put FC Dallas ahead, and then the save that Aaron Salinas will never forget.
Salinas will never forget this play. This is such a growth opportunity for this player to be able to make a save of this magnitude and take his team a step closer to maybe winning this championship, right?
So the home side, FC Dallas, gets the win in the shootout and moves to the round of 16 here in the MLS Next Cup.
Oh, MLS Next, it's ours.
Yep. Maybe.
Where's the nearest? Ah.
Yeah.
to like here. Not very far.
Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, Justin Galante back here with you from Frisco, Texas. What a celebration on that first goal. Zarconi getting Empire United started inside of the first few minutes. They scored 2 goals from corner kicks inside the first 10 minutes. Terrell celebrating with some of the fans and players over on the far side as well. But Rodriguez would equalize as Montreal came from 2-0 down to level it at 2 apiece in what was a very entertaining first half, to say the least. Wonderful set-piece skill, wonderful skill in the interplay as well. Jamie, a phenomenal first half.
It really was. How entertaining was that first 45 minutes? 4 goals, went 2-0 very early on, and then CF Montreal really grew into the match, started asserting themselves more and more in their possession, started winning the midfield. And when they did, well, it led to more opportunities and then ultimately more goals.
Let's take a look a little bit deeper at the first half highlights from this one. Really exciting stuff here presented by Adidas, and it was those corner kicks that did the trick for Paul Valenti's group.
AJ Zarconi rises above, times it to perfection. Great awareness of where to be in the box and great awareness of where the camera is. Makes it 1-0 very early on for Empire United. They get in a corner kick, this time from the opposite side, straight from the training ground. Kawa gets to the near post, causes a little bit of confusion. The ball bounces down, and then Matt Sorrell first to react. The poacher's instinct inside the box, quickly adjusts to it, stays over it, drives it home, and then has a problem with the corner flag. Gives it a jump kick, celebrates with his boys. They're off to a dream start 10 minutes in. But then CF Montreal gets a really good opportunity and a good look. Rafael Colingas wins the first one, chops it inside the 6-yard box. A little bit of a skill check, whoop, and then buries it high to the near post. CF Montreal get a little bit of a lifeline 3 minutes after conceding the second goal. And then just before the half, Adam Rodriguez, calm and composed inside of the box, opens up his hips, inside of the foot, picks his spot, buries it at the back post, and makes it 2-2. We are level going into the half.
Really was a great first half, as you see there, 2 apiece at the break. And Justin Galante is standing by with Maxime Leconte.
Thanks, guys. Coach, your team fell behind 2-0 early and then obviously equalized right before the end of the half. How happy were you with the response?
The reaction is good. The 5-10 minutes is very bad for us, but I like the reaction of my team, and it's not easy today because it's very hot, and we have a young team, so it's good for us because you learn. It's a good experience for us, so it's nice.
What did you say to your guys before this match about the opportunity they have in this showcase?
Like I say, it's a good experience because I have a young team. So for us, it's good to play a team like Empire. It's very different to play MLS team. So no, it's a good experience for my young team.
You said it's really hot. You went black, black, black. Was that the best choice? The only choice?
No, it's not. It's not the best. But the next session we switch for blue, so it's better.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, guys, and I love the way that his side was able to bounce back. Tough first 10 minutes, but they really showed a lot of skill and a lot of flair. So did AJ Zarconi when he scored that first goal, that wonderful thumping header that got Empire United off to the right start. But a lot of people were talking more about the celebration afterwards with a kiss for the badge. And, of course, as you said, Jamie, the awareness of the camera as well. 10 out of 10, we're told, on the sauce meter, and rightfully so.
It's officially official. fill up that sauce chart. It was spicy, the celebration. 3 minutes in, a wonderful goal on an even better celebration. I give it a 10. 10 out of 10. And so does Sizzling Bacon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 10 out of 10 celebrating, knowing where the camera is. That's just flat out good awareness.
I don't think anybody judging that could give it any less than a 10. So you know that when the celebration is just as good, if not better than the goal, you know you got something special there. Second half kicking off here. And if you're just joining us, Club de Foot Montreal in their gray kits from top to bottom. And Empire United Soccer Academy of Northwest New York are in their red strips. And we're 2-0 up, Empire United, but two wonderful goals from Montreal have seen them get level here, 2 apiece at the start of this second half. Shaw St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, Justin Galanti here with you in Frisco, Texas. It's a chance maybe here for Empire United. What a challenge that was. Backtracking defensively, Montreal able to clean things up through Godin.
Godin had to make an inch-perfect tackle, and Etienne Godin gets it spot on. Otherwise, that's a massive opportunity inside the first 90 seconds in the half.
Godin, Pierre Alexis, that partnership at center back has certainly fortified things for Montreal as this game has gone on since those first 10 minutes. It really was a tremendous first half from both teams. Saw a lot of promise from both and plenty of skill and acumen on and off the ball. Gatto makes some headway. Nice switch of field here. Rodriguez, who scored the equalizing goal at 2-2. Sends it across, chance to turn and shoot. Good block inside the penalty area, but it's not definitively cleared. Shot is blazed back towards the penalty area, and again, Empire United well structured. They'll concede the throw out of that. Maxime Leconte did make a couple of halftime alterations to his group. Few fresh players on to try to keep that momentum going from the end of the first half. That nearly saw them completely turn it around. They had a few chances to take the lead in first half stoppage time.
We talked about it in this showcase, just how many collegiate coaches and professional coaches are around. We'll talk more and more as the game goes on and the day goes on about it, but it's a collective who's who that's here. And we talked about yourself. We got Justin with us on the broadcast. There's some more scouts, and you walk around, you can see Xavier in the background, you can see some other collegiate coaches, but even our own Rodney Wallace will be joining us as the day goes on in our broadcast. And he's just a couple feet away from us having a conversation with the sporting director of FC Dallas, Andre Zanata, and it just goes to show, I mean, that's the top of the totem pole for an MLS club out here at this match, watching and, you know, bouncing around, getting opinions of other scouts and whatnot. So, I mean, it's a big occasion, this tournament, and these are the kind of moments we talked about a little bit in the first half. It can change the entire complexion of a player's career if you were to have a good performance or two collectively over the next couple of days, and big opportunities for the players in front of them.
It's beautiful to see as well how tight-knit these groups are. Just spending a few minutes with each of the coaches before the game, and how much everybody around both clubs, so much chemistry amongst the players. The coaches have such great relationships and such good mentors, motivators, and obviously coaches for these teams. Ball over the top, just a little bit too far out in front. And it's collected by Vizina. Here, Alexi getting involved. Godin. And that ball's going to run out of play, allowing Empire United to pick it back up. Malik Watson, who came on as well for Empire United at halftime, gets it quickly back into the field of play. That might be tight as far as an offside decision, but for the time being, Empire United continue their attack. It's a good step in there defensively, and Rodriguez comes away with it. Nearly takes his way past two defenders, but it's one back. But only for a moment. Rodriguez.
Good decision from Rodriguez to just put his foot on it. It was going a little bit frantic back and forth. A couple giveaways, a couple of opportunities, 1v1s that didn't pan out for the attacking player, and the ball was turning over back and forth.
El Mutawakkil was trying to make some headway on that far side. Chance for Empire United now to reset. Zarconi, who got acquainted with that camera down our far side, clears it away. So with the first goal of the match, Empire United reestablished some dominance in this game. That was a good touch initially. Savage was trying to make up some ground there. And Pierre Alexi comes away with it. It's one back, and a strike comes in. Vizina down to his right. He's able to corral it. Good save. Betancourt Trompa was able to get a decent amount behind that. Flared towards the penalty area. Both teams getting chances here to take the lead. Gatto delicately placed into the penalty area. A little bit of miscommunication there. It's well cleared at that back post. Riley Cridge needed to make sure.
There's a little bit of uncertainty. This is a opportunity in which the goalkeeper has a chance to come out and collect it. He's got to command the box, and it's a late sort of bailout from the defender, but it could all be sorted if the goalkeeper is strong in the shout to make sure that, Ramsey comes out and shouts keeper, everyone gets out of the way essentially.
Another venomous effort from outside of the penalty area. Goes over the top and out. It's going to be a goal kick as Domenico trying to find the back of the net. Good hold-up play there, Betancourt Trompa. In the end, though, ball flared a little bit too far over the top. Montreal can reset. This is going to be brought back for a throw-in here for Empire United. One of the questions in the first half, or at least one of the talking points slightly away from the game, was not the temperature. The teams that are dealing with that, the two teams more used to some of the cooler weather, but we've seen some great action so far as that ball was placed into the middle, and nearly a chance for Montreal to take the lead there. It's cleared away. Pressure from Watson trying to make it difficult here. And the Empire United are able to deal with it. Justin Galante is on our sideline today. Justin, throw it over to you.
Jamie, you were obviously out here in, what was it, 106 yesterday? I was about to ask if you have a sweater I can borrow. I mean, it is absolutely perfect right now. There's a little breeze. I mean, I could be on a beach anywhere right now, incredibly comfortable. I think what we did this week is every match that was over 100, you're down here, I'm up there, and then we switch when we crack under 90.
Yeah, did you guys have a meeting about that when I wasn't around?
And when you asked for the portable fan yesterday, it came to me and Rodney. That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that was great. I was really glad that you guys were super comfortable in the shaded tent with the fan. I actually saw you put a second pair of gloves on. You know, it was so cold up here. Yeah, no, it's the weather makes it much more playable here today, doesn't it, Justin? Because when you're down there, there's a slight breeze, correct me if I'm wrong, and you can just see the tempo is a little bit faster today than maybe what we saw, just simply because the players have a bit more energy. Does it feel the same way down there on the field?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's obviously warm, but you don't see the sweat dripping the way we have the last couple days, obviously, and it seems like even with still having the 2 hydration breaks that the teams have been able to, take a rest and get full energy back. So you really couldn't ask for better conditions for this morning match. I want to throw it back to you just in a way, though. How much do you think the weather and how much do you think the fact that this is obviously in the showcase pool as opposed to the playoff pool has created the type of match we've seen?
Well, I think there's 2 different thought processes. See if Montreal makes a substitution. When it's a playoff match, it's really strictly about the result, right? You and your team want to advance on, and so therefore maybe at times there is a slight deviation of a game plan to sort of give and take what the game is telling you, and sometimes you abandon a bit of tactics, whether you're chasing the game or whether you're trying to just defend the lead. But in a showcase, no scout is going to leave this game going, well, this team won, so that means they're better. This is a game in which individual talent starts to show. So this is a player, Matt Terrell, that's, I think, shown really, really well for some of these scouts today with his work rate, his tireless work rate, and then with his goal that he took so well in the first half. It's more about showing well within the group, and if you do that, then you start to show well amongst yourself individually. So I think that's the slight difference of the playoff format versus the showcase format, and it could be really beneficial to players because maybe a little bit of the pressure is off of just getting the win. It's more about playing with the group that you're very comfortable with and you understand and know and work really well with.
Here's Rodriguez. Teams have made some slight alterations as the second half has gone on, which is nice to see. Get some fresh players in there that also have some opportunities to make an impact and make a statement. McDermott stepped in there nicely for Empire United defensively when it was needed. Sarconi gives the ball away high up the field. Montreal creates something from this. It's Malik Watson is there defensively. They'll take a deflection and go out for a throw. And again, if you want to interact with us, Twitch.tv/MLS is the place to do it. Twitch and on YouTube in the chat as well. We will answer any of your questions. And we hope you're enjoying the coverage here. The first of 3 under-17 showcase games here today in Frisco, Texas. This first half was a really good one. 2 goals each, all coming in that first half. Empire United were 2-0 up. Montreal recovered. Golangas, who was just substituted, scored the first goal, and then Rodriguez tucking it into the bottom right corner to the goal to our right. Completed the comeback. Terrell, who scored the second goal. Empire United tried to make some headway into the penalty area. Rodriguez comes the other way for Montreal. This could be a break here. Sarconi, though, cleans it up beautifully with his shoulder there and stops the attack in its tracks. Rodriguez picking it back up with some help in the midfield. Gatto leaves it. Half an hour to go in this one. This could be a vicious strike from outside the penalty area. Well, you can see him lining it up. And in the end, it's flashed over the top.
Yeah, with each and every touch, you could see the eyes get slightly bigger, and with nobody from Empire United stepping up and closing down, having an effort from that distance is understandable. If it goes in, it's going to be something spectacular from that range. It's going to take something spectacular to beat Ramsey from that distance, but plenty of power. Just need to maybe sacrifice some of the power for a little bit more placement.
Good first header. Rodriguez was there to help. And Montreal complete the comeback here and take the lead. And some more good defending on that far side from Empire United. I think that's out for a corner. Malik Watson helping out there defensively with Zarconi as Paul Valenti looks on. Seeing some of the Minnesota United players having a word. On that far side, taking this one into the Pierce. That kick is whipped in, looped in. It's still up for grabs inside the penalty area. And in the end, it's another shot from well outside of the penalty area. Over the top from Pierre Alexis.
Great to hear some of the coaching that's going on for the Empire United sideline, and with Paul Valenti, the academy director. Rory Charchola is here as well. So that was him just a moment ago. You could hear coaching, and Malik Watson down on the sideline on the far side, slow to get up but able to jog on. And love those moments where we can sort of just drop out, let the coaches sort of dictate what they want to see in the final slightly less than 30 minutes, and hear their encouragement, their instructions. It's one of the unique opportunities we have, being so close, being here on site, right next to the coaching staff in this wonderful venue. These little glimpses into what these coaches want to see out of these players, and the instructions are given.
Roy Charchola told us before the game he's the brains of the operation. Paul Valenti's there for his good looks, he told us.
Yes. That's how I feel about our dynamic too, Sean. Good brains and the looks, so just here for comedic relief.
I'll take either one, to be honest.
Just here for the comedic relief.
You're too kind. Here, I was thinking you were the total package.
Stop. We got a question in the chat that said, is there kicks from the penalty mark in the MLS showcase games if this game is tied? We'll check on that. I do not believe so. I think it just ends in a draw, and that is confirmed. So these games will end just as a draw. And again, the showcase title of it means that it's not necessarily about the result. It's more about doing exactly that, just showcasing these clubs, these players.
And boy, have they been on full display. Rodriguez is one of those. Got to get across the center of the penalty area. Chance maybe to find a shot. Such good patient build-up play. Empire United, they'll hold their ground. And it's out for a corner. Sometimes you see players in those situations just take the shot on and not try to maneuver a better opportunity. Really good patient build-up there from Montreal, and they get a set piece out of it. Ball back into the penalty area. It's centrally headed. Ramsey comes up with the save, coming on as the second half goalkeeper. Switch of play onto this far side with just under 25 minutes left. Close to the back post. Gatto is closest to it. It's headed for him to swerve one back in. Zarconi had it covered in the end, and it's out for a goal kick. It looks like we'll see a few more alterations here for both sides.
Wait. Wiley!
Get a chance to see Mandula Benny for Empire United coming on, number 24. Will replace number 33 for Empire United, Wiley Cridge. And for the CF Montreal side, they actually have a couple players that are going to be playing in the best of match. So they made a couple of changes in the first, or at the halftime interval. Get some rotation for some of the players that'll get a chance to play in that, and then also an opportunity for more players to showcase themselves. Keep the comments coming in the Twitch chat. We enjoy being able to interact and hear from you. What have you enjoyed watching in the first 67 minutes of this match? What do you want to see in the final 20 minutes or so?
Fans, players, other coaches, scouts taking this one in Frisco, Texas. I saw it did get up to 80 degrees, so maybe our buddy Justin Galante might want to rethink that sweater he was asking for earlier. We weren't initially some interplay on the edge of the penalty area, but Empire United told us before the game they were going to have to do a lot of defending against CF Montreal, who were so good between the lines. Interplay is very stellar. We've seen that plenty of times in the first 68 minutes of this match, as Malik Watson wins a free kick for Empire United to alleviate some of the pressure. Both teams will be pushing on to try and find that odd goal in 5 that really could be the difference in our first of 3 showcases today. All at the under 17 level. That pass was nearly kept in on this near side, not quite, and it's out for a throw. Savage was the target on this near side. He's got a Savage hairdo on him as well, must be said.
He lives that life.
That's one I just don't think I'd be able to pull off. But he's got it down pat.
Hey, listen, no need to doubt yourself. Maybe just give it a try. Make sure that we have our cameras nearby when you do.
And that's the part I'm worried about.
Just let it rip, you know, see what happens. We'll go from there.
Looks like the flag is up. Offside is given on the far side. So we creep down on 20 minutes still to go. Empire United were 2-0 up inside of 10 minutes. Club de Foot Montreal's response was excellent. And we stand at 2 apiece. Sarconi there defensively. It's going to go the other way. Well, we saw some great sounds of the game earlier from Empire United's Paul Valenti. We get a little bit more from him here, more on the coaching side of things and instructing his team.
I like that matchup out there. I like Malik. He's nice with it. You want to make sure you are wide and low. Okay? Got it? You're going to go right back for Wiley. You ready? Come on. Benny Food. Let's go. Let's go. Well done, Shanti! That kid travels 2 hours every day for practice. I mean, he deserves that.
Great insight from Paul Valenti. Who wouldn't want to play for him? Goodness me, knows the intricacies, the stories of all his players, talking about what they have to go through just to be a part of his group and getting to go out there and, as he said, get what they deserve out there and earn everything. It's such a cool thing to see.
Yeah, I mean, look, these players are fortunate to have him as a coach because he is tactically is very astute. I think they may be even more fortunate to have him as a coach just on a personal level. We really enjoyed our time interacting with him before the match, and just hearing that level of insight, how much he cares about the commitment of a family to drive 2 hours to training, and then when a moment happens, understanding and having the awareness of how special that is. That just takes my admiration for him, what he's been able to achieve the 15 years here since the development academy even started. He was telling us before, back in 07, he's been with this group, and so it's simply remarkable, and what a treat it is to have a mic on and be able to hear that.
Even that little word of encouragement before making that substitution, it just so heartwarming to see for us as outsiders, obviously getting a little bit of a look into the relationship between a coach and his players at this point in the development process. As that shot is scraped in, Ramsey's able to collect, but so cool that Paul Valenti is like that. We get a little bit of a look inside of his relationship with his guys. And Rory Charchola talked about it. He was joking with us a lot. The assistant coach, academy director, Empire United. Savage, was that a handball in the penalty area? They were asking the questions, and then Terrell's shot. He's down in St. Vicina. He's able to collapse on top of it.
I think it was the right decision to not give a penalty. I don't think the arm was in an unnatural position, and Savage just drove it across, and there was no time to react. There was no movement of the hand to the ball. All the things that tick the box for a penalty, none of those applied in that moment. I think it was a good decision.
Montreal's response as a curling effort to try and switch the point of attack finds its way out of play.
We're going to find out about this group as we head into the hydration break. We'll get some final instructions from the managers, and then they have 15 more minutes to show for themselves today in this match. The adversity being it's 2-2. Do you push on, try to get the winner? I think this is going to lend itself to a more open final 15 minutes, simply because there isn't the pressure of the playoff and the result being paramount today. It's more about making sure that you can show well in the group. So I think we should be in for an exciting final 15 minutes.
Well, it certainly was an exciting start to the game as well. Both teams came out flying as we take a look back at the big moments from the game so far. Zarconi heading it in inside the first few minutes to give Empire United the opening goal in this game, and our 10 out of 10 Flame celebration there as well, with the hot sauce meter fully filled. Empire United continued to press things, Jamie, and they would get a second.
Terrell takes it expertly to make it 2-0, 10 minutes in, and then the response that was needed from CF Montreal was delivered, and it came through the advantageous Rafael Colingas, who steps forward, wins it, and then is patient, has a little bit of composure and some guile inside the box, and then the ability to apply the finish that was needed made it 2-1. And then just before half, Adam Rodriguez doesn't get any pressure. Delmonico plays a wonderful ball across, 3 touches inside the box before, and inside the foot, pass finish to the far post is applied, and that's how we stand, 2-2. That was just before half, and now as we head into the second hydration break of the match, final instructions from each coach should lend itself to a very open, go-for-it mentality in the final 15 minutes or so of this match.
It'll be interesting to see if either coach adjusts anything. Again, multiple players have come on for both teams, whether it's been at halftime or throughout the stages of the second half. Let's get another look at Zarconi there. Be a pretty good producer, knows where the cameras are, knows exactly what he needs to do to make sure everybody gets a little bit of camera time.
Well, if things don't work out, he can always hit up our wonderful producer, Wes Crow, and
no question.
Yeah, sort of shadow him, and if that doesn't work out, then he can do something else, maybe modeling with that fantastic head of hair he's got. So I'm going to guess you agree with that response.
I do. As someone else that has I'm not trying to pat myself on the back here, but a tough head of hair to deal with. A lot of hair on the head. I would agree, no question about that. You might get a look at that in a second.
Should we get a sauce meter for your hair?
Oh boy, I don't know if I want to put myself on blast like that. It's up to you guys in the Twitch chat if you want to do that. Sean St. Jacques, Jamie Watson, Justin Galante's on the sidelines for us here in Frisco. It's been a great game so far. We thank you for joining us here on Twitch and on YouTube as well. And again, we're seeing this first showcase game, a lot of great talent out there. Now I'm getting a look here. I think Zarconi's got a better head of hair than I do. I might not be favorable for me on the sauce meter.
Well, yours moves. Mine actually, it's actually stayed in place. Hasn't moved in about a decade, so just stays there. You certainly, I think, you and Zarconi definitely have a future.
Well coiffed from Zarconi.
Coiffed?
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't think you can spell coiffed. I
can't, but I can say it, and that's what I'm paid to do.
Just sounds so confident when you say it, and I think there's a Q and
that's how I
W and an oft in there as well.
If you don't think I'm going to ask for a definition in country of origin, you're nuts.
I'm gonna stand here with a bell and ding you.
You better be ready with it. You better be ready with it. Goodness me. I wouldn't last through a spelling bee if my life depended on it. Right out of the hydro break, Empire United trying to get back on the front foot. Zarconi plays that out of play for a throw.
Hey, look, I think you got a better score than you would imagine in the chat. A 6 out of 10.
Really?
A 6 out of 10?
6 out of 10. You guys are too kind. That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not bad. I'll take it.
Void_Sky said, these commentators, bro, I'm going to read that as like,
that sounds like
you
a dub.
really like it.
That sounds like a win.
Yeah. Hey.
You guys are too kind.
Hey, these commentators and those comments in the section, bro. We're with you, man. One of us.
Right back at you.
Yeah.
I think I am probably due for a haircut now that I get a look at it in the monitor as well.
He's got great hair. Is Justin Galante on the sideline?
He does. He's got a nice salad.
I appreciate that. You know, I was actually talking to Rodney, and I said I need a haircut, and he said he could hook me up with somebody to come to my room later. So.
Whoa! Are we still talking about haircuts?
Whoa! 36 years old, mind of a 10-year-old. Jamie Watson.
We did get a real shiesty commentator said George Clooney and Jamie Watson in the booth? Question mark?
Oh, my goodness me! Wow!
Incredible.
Who on earth is that kind out there? My goodness, the generosity.
Bill Shakes says he has hair. I don't. 10 out of 10. Hey, Big fans of you, Sean, in this
Wow.
booth here.
Goodness me.
Collective. I like the commentators. I like them too. Best commentators of all time. Joe Smiles. It's great to see my mom and dad in the chat. That's really.
We appreciate the Watson clan. By the way, Rodney Wallace getting the hookup with a haircut in the hotel room.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
This guy's got pull over here.
Yeah. Rodney just offered if we wanted to go to the barbershop with him. He knows the guy. Here we go. Big effort.
This could be a chance here. Could take a deflection on the way through Ramsey. He's able to collapse on top of it. Just under 10 minutes to go of the 90. I am between barbers at the moment. I will say that.
Is this a bad breakup or what happened?
Traveling.
That's
That's really what it's been about. Maybe I did make that a little harsh. I always go to a
bad breakup with barbers. Nothing worse.
Nothing like
Honestly,
that.
It's terrible.
Though, to be fair, it can be devastating.
All right, so as you get into the final 9 minutes, you're starting to see, since the hydration break, the field is opened, and it's gone from end to end. This has been an exciting past couple of minutes.
Nearly fell for an opportunity there inside the penalty area. Montreal again working it very nicely around the edge. Gatto, who's been thoroughly involved. Rodriguez goes down. That would have been a penalty, I think, if it was given. Referee waves it away. I think that was just inside the 18-yard box.
That's as close as you can get without being awarded a penalty. Let's take a look and let's see.
Well, it's definitely inside the box.
Yeah, I believe it's a penalty. I believe that there was enough there. It would have been, it's the reach across, and when Duncanson, who's been a dog all day long, reaches across, he doesn't get any of the ball, and with that, as he puts the challenge in on Rodriguez, I think there would have been enough. Put it this way, if that's in the middle of the park, I think it's a foul. As McDermott comes off in a really good performance, inches away from goal of the tournament off the kickoff. It's the crossbar, and or otherwise a very solid performance today. Put himself about in good positioning, sprayed around, showed his range in his passing, the ground that he covers.
Almost forgot about that halfway line routine from earlier in the game.
One thing I will say about the penalty, while I do think that there was enough in it, I can't appreciate the referee wanting the players to solve this without a questionable penalty. If he's going to give a penalty in the 83rd minute, he'd want it to be full stop a penalty and not something that both teams walk away questioning, was it or wasn't a penalty. So I can understand the decision to not give it.
It's a wonderful weaving run from Rodriguez again on this near side. He stood up in the end. I guess that might be the difference, right, between a foul inside of the penalty area and a foul outside of it. Referee wants it to be a little bit more definitive because of how important it is, whether or not it's given or not, and how much it can impact the game. It can become a much different conversation when it's inside the box. There's still 6 minutes left for us to find a winner. If it ends like this, it will end like this, as a draw. Gatto's ball back into the middle is nearly dealt with it. Nearly fell for Rodriguez again. Zarcone comes out with it. Savage gave it away. Can Montreal break down this stingy Empire United backline? Not on that occasion. All trickles out for a throw on Maxime Leconte. Asked for a little bit more there. Paul Valenti lounging a little bit there. Has to enjoy the way his team has settled things down since relinquishing a 2-goal advantage. We've seen a little bit more of that defending that they told us they'd have to do in this game against a very talented side. They've stayed together as a group, well structured at the back. Whipped around the horn there to Rodriguez, who didn't quite have the room to make anything happen on that occasion, but he makes a good run in here. Was that handled inside of the penalty area? Gatto continues. Is that a foul? Inside, it's not. Play continues. Montreal still might score. Great save by Ramsey on the turning effort. It's still not definitively cleared. Another chance, and it's blazed over the top. And Empire United live to tell the tale.
A fantastic reactionary save from Ramsey. A few penalty shouts along the way, but to stay focused and to stay dialed in as a goalkeeper as shouts of a penalty and balls bouncing around, to be able to react to it. A lovely weight on the pass through. Rodriguez cuts across. This is the first one. It hit the hand there. Instantly there was multiple shouts around the park, and then the quick turn. Oh, Ramsey with a phenomenal save. Strong, confident punch to John Lager, Christopher. There's the first of the nearly 3 penalty shouts in the last 5 minutes. Still go back to it. I think there was enough there, but that's the decision of the referee, who has a feel for the game on the field to understand, and he's been consistent today. Whether we've always agreed with it or not, it's been consistent for both teams.
I think that's what coaches want too at the end of the day. They just want it to be consistently called. The officials, as there was Zarconi left a little bit on the challenge earlier in that sequence, and it's Pierre Alexi who's still down there, needs to be stretched out by his goalkeeper Vizina. Montreal in the meantime have a set piece. Pierre Alexi is good to continue. Gatto is one of the players standing over this for Club de Foot Montreal. Is there a late twist in store for us here in Frisco? Great save from James Ramsey a few moments ago. More than great, it was tremendous. I was going to take the short option here. Sent back in again, well structured, well defended. United are able to get it out of trouble for now, as Montreal will recycle it. We'll see a substitution as well. Looks like Matthias Ferreira is going to come on here in just a few moments. The next interval for Paul Valenti's group. Gatto. Montreal continue to push for a late winner here. Gatto and Rodriguez down this left-hand side have been really dangerous these last 5-10 minutes. Did that take a little nick on the way through? Referee says yes. It is out for a corner. Rory Charchola and company, Paul Valenti trying to keep the group organized here in these latter stages. Rodriguez will take the corner. The ball towards the back post, just going to be a touch too strong over everybody's heads, but still recovered. To find out how much injury time there's going to be in this game. Can Montreal find a very late moment? Pierre Alexi A nice area. Oh, it slid through into the penalty area. Chance to touch it on. And once again, Empire United do the job defensively. And here comes that change that was in the offing. Ferreira comes on.
Terrell had a really good performance. Matt Terrell will come off, and he took his goal really well. Really good performance today. I think he's shown really well for the college coaches that were in attendance today, and I think he'd be really proud of his performance.
Another decent service into the penalty area here. Another chance for Montreal to snatch a late winning goal here as we almost played a minute of injury time. Empire United continuing to try to keep Montreal away here. Rodriguez, who scored the second goal in Montreal's 2-goal comeback from 2-0 down to get it to this point. All this came in the first half. Ball's looped in again. Just enough on the header to get it away. Nearly got recycled. Ferreira got a good touch on that to carry it out of harm's way for a moment.
Montreal really growing the ascendancy, and unfortunately, the execution of the ball is just a bit of a letdown in that moment. The right idea just didn't come off as cleanly as he would have preferred.
Nearly 2 minutes of injury time gone. We've seen quite a bit of magic in this game so far. Is there more to come? Very good defensive work there. And Empire United turned this into something in transition. Wonderful strength shown as well, but it's cleaned up. Ferreira helps out though to win it back. It's a free kick going the other way. Ferreira was penalized. So there we've had the 2 added minutes at the end. It's up to the referee's discretion now the rest of the way. Empire United have fought so well here defensively to keep Montreal out in the dying embers. And Rodriguez will get recycled. Is there ball on there? It'll be a switch of the point of attack. Effort blocked on the edge of the penalty area there again. Good step defensively. Rodriguez. Ball in, dealt with initially. Ferreira helps it on, but gives it back.
All right, United under some real pressure.
Can they hold out here? Pierre Alexis is going to just try to delicately touch it through. I think that's going to go out for a goal kick as Empire United survive another Montreal wave.
Yeah, Benny wins the race to the spot, is able to do enough to throw off Rodriguez, and then it just carries over harmlessly over the end line.
And that's how it'll finish. Really was a splendid contest to take in. Empire United were 2-0 up inside of the first 10 minutes. Club de Foot Montreal got level before the halftime interval. And in the end, a great showcase contest finishes 2 apiece.
One of the more exciting halves in the first half that yielded 4 goals, and it was a really open match, played in good spirits, nothing malicious along the way. It was 2 teams that really leaned into what this competition is about, being a showcase. Several players individually showed well. Thought Zarconi took his goal well. Terrell, really good finish as well. And Biello in the first half before he was brought off at the half for the best of match did really well as well for CF Montreal. A few stars shined bright today.
Let's take a look at the man of the match from this game. And it was Kalangas, presented by Adidas. We get a look here at his game today, and he had that tremendous first goal back.
Rafael Kalingas changed the whole trajectory of the first half in the 13th minute when he intercepted this pass and he goes on a marauding run and then sprinkles it with a little bit of a skill check and then just smashes it home at the near post. It changed the game because of the nature in which it was a quick-fire response after going down 2-0. And for his efforts, Rafael Kalingas is the Adidas man of the match.
Yeah, it really was a tremendous contest here to start the day. Again, 2 more games to come here on Twitch and on YouTube as well. For Jamie Watson, for Justin Galanti and our entire crew, Sean St. Jacques saying so long. We'll see you for Soccers FC Chicago versus LA Surf Soccer Club and more coming up on Twitch. Enjoy the rest of the day, everybody.
Might be called into action, Caden.